Welcome to the second video in the series of building the CRF450 rally bike. Just wanted to go through a couple things I forgot to mention in the first video. First off, the bike already has a Vortec ECU in it. We've had it set up for a little while now, really enjoying the Vortec ECU. We are a dealer, this is our first one, so we're doing the testing on our own bike before we start selling them to everybody else. That said, Vortec is a well-proven product, and I'm sure nobody will have any issues with any Vortecs out there. We've already installed the Fastway Evo foot pegs. We've got them in the low position for easier transitions from sitting to standing. We also have the Fastway kickstand. It's a much stronger kickstand than stock. It also has internal springs, so you're not worried about catching your spring on anything, and very, very good positive engagement. We've switched the chain over to a 520 EK O-ring, and we're using the TAG lightweight steel sprockets. We've adjusted the gearing so it's a little bit more road friendly, just because there's a lot of times where we've got to do road sections to get to the cool trails. We're not doing a lot of single track on the bike, more two-track ATV type trails. We have other bikes for single track, so we found that gearing it up on the tight stuff, you're still in first gear. You're not slipping the clutch hardly at all. Decent trails. Single track, you're going to be in first, but two track, a lot of the times you're in first or second. So it's still a good combination and has given us a little bit more friendliness on the road. We've chosen the kit from MST. MST is a company out of Italy. They do a lot of very unique builds. This is their CRF450L dual sport kit. The L and the R kits use the same front fuel tanks. This is we have them set up as left and right tanks, so the one on the left is the left tank. It comes with a carbon fiber skid plate, all the fuel line, the quick releases for the fuel line, the harness extensions, the hardware. These are the rad shrouds for the bike. They are an ABS plastic, which is a nice improvement over the fiberglass that you see in the advertising for this kit. This is the toolbox you see. It comes very much some assembly required, which is fine. What isn't so great is it's really hard to see. I wish I had more light here, but you can see that weld on the inside, and I think what has happened is when they did the final welds to close up the tank, they didn't flood the interior with argon. So the welds on the outside look okay, but on the inside there's a lot of slag that's sharp, that catches your hand and things like that. So we're gonna have to do something to fix that, or eliminate the box, figure out something, what we're gonna do there before we install it. These are all the bracketry that comes with the, comes with the kit. You've got your skid plate mounts, and then various headlight mounts. These are the tank mounts. This one actually goes onto the frame really interestingly. It's not what you think the way it's going to go on, but it should work pretty cool. Exhaust pipe mounts. This is actually the frame mount. This covers goes over the top of the frame. The two tanks actually rest on there. This is the headstock mount. Sits like this on the bike. We're going to change the way that the instructions say to mount it. They use just a Healy coil put straight into the frame, drilling the frame the whole way through. We are actually going to try to do it without drilling the frame all the way through, because we don't want to have any chance of water getting inside the frame. We're going to be using a product called Time Cert. It's actually a barrel instead of a coil of wire. That way you can actually use sleeve retaining compound between the steel and the aluminum, and it should give us a much as good as factory bolt hole when we're done. We'll give you a more detailed view of that when we start building the bike. This is the actual rally tower. It's what everybody likes or hates, depending on whether you're a fan or detractor of rally bikes. Comes with posts for your GPS antennas, two positions for your trip meters. Your rally road book will actually fit in here. Right now, because this is actually an adventure bike kit, they've actually included the bracket for a GPS system, which is a nice little touch, but we're going to be turfing that in favor of a road book. Windshield accepts the stock CRF450 headlight. We've actually got a Baja Designs headlight for it, so we're going to be putting that on instead of the stock LED. To protect the fuel tank, we've actually got the DEI Reflector Gold system as well as fuel line wrap. So this wrap will be going over the fuel lines as well as from the crossover line, as well as a fuel tank to the fuel pump, fuel pump to injector. We chose the Fastway underbar steering damper system. We're Fastway dealers here. They make a great product. North American or American made, solid pieces, easy to use, they just work. And we've never had a problem with installing anything of theirs. Very easy products to work with, good support as well. This is exhaust from MST. It is the LM exhaust is one that you might know from European sport bikes. They don't do a lot in North America, but they make a very good product for Europeans, and you see them here now and again, but not very often. It really, I don't think it's LM who's actually making the actual exhaust for the bike. This is the head pipe, then the connector pipe, and these two, I got two different tail pipes that go from the connector to here, and then that one connects into the muffler. This is the second one they sent me, is actually from their R system. This is the Dual Sport L system. Don't know which I'm going to use. This exhaust is going to be on the bike until we start getting into motor mods. Right now we want to prove in the bike for probably the remainder of the year with a stock powertrain. The last thing we're going to do is add horsepower to this bike. So for now, this exhaust will be going on. We have some concerns with it, like how they bent it. It's actually bent the old school way. It's not mandrel bent, and there's like this one has a good transition. This one does not. It actually has a ridge inside that is going to cause some turbulence in the exhaust. And in the exhaust, you want it to flow as smooth as possible. Coming over here, working with one of the Canadian suppliers called Importation Thibault. They are the Polysport distributors for North America, for Canada. And we have got a bunch of different products from them. They make their own breakaway levers, or they import them. So that's the clutch and brake lever that are going on the bike, the Polysport chain guard. You probably guessed our color scheme now, which is the original Honda red, white, and blue. So those are the new hand guards, the disc guard. We also, Pro Grip makes a specific rally grip, so we're going to give those a try. Nice and squishy, should absorb the vibrations over long rides. The bike will be getting a 450R swing arm and linkage. So for now, these won't be going on. These are the swing arm guards. We're going to save those for the new swing arm. Unfortunately, Polysport, or any of the Canadian distributors that we work with, we couldn't get a hold of the Acerbis frame guards. So these came in from a supplier in the States, really good supplier to work with. Same with the Flow Motorsports rad guard system. This is actually a rad guard system, not just a rad shroud. They're quite thick aluminum guards. The system is designed to run on completely in front of the rad instead of the support going from the back of the rad to the frame. The reason we didn't go with that style is because of the fuel tanks. We don't believe there's going to be room for a traditional style rad guard. This should give us the protection we're after without reducing any airflow into the rad itself. The Vortec ECU switch, anybody who has it knows what they're all about. For those who don't, it allows you to reduce the horsepower for the street. So when you don't need the snort of that the Vortec ECU gives you, you can bring it back to basically a stock setup. Gives you good fuel mileage for the connectors to get to the trails that you want to ride. When you get there, bump up the horsepower and away you go. Coming back to the fuel tanks for a minute, this is my only real other concern with the MST system. And it's not really MST as fact as it is a small manufacturer. We've had this problem for machine shops. Certain machine shops do this to us too. They leave all the filings and everything inside, leaving it to us to clean everything. That said, I clean everything anyway before it goes on. It doesn't matter who it comes from. But if you're going to do one of these kits, make sure that the insides of the tanks are perfectly clean before you start putting fuel in there. One of the nice improvements from the pictures you see online and the other kits I've seen online is this ring is very well known for in the CRF world that's how you mount the fuel pump. And when I first saw this kit, they had this ring mounted to the bottom of the tank, and that was it. Since then, it's really hard to tell in the picture, but actually that whole plate is machined. It's CNC machined out of one piece. And I like this a lot better. They use a 3M sealant to seal everything, and Moto Seal on the inside. You can see that's a very distinctive Moto Seal on the inside rim. But what this does is now this big plate is the whole bottom of the fuel tank, so it's got a lot more support. It's going to be a lot more solid for racing and dual sport purposes. It should last quite a while the way it is, and I was quite pleased to see that improvement from MST. So overall, that's our little this is our project. Is we're going to get everything, all this, we're going to wave our magic wand and throw it at the bike and see how it does. Not really, but this is our system, and this is what we're going to be putting on over the next couple weeks, because we have to work for a living too. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.